staying safe and well during this time.
Today we're talking to Victoria for OneFitMama. Hello, Victoria.
Hello, how are you doing? Nice to be here.
Thanks for
Nice
coming.
to have you.
Yeah. How are you?
Really well, really good. Had a bit of a wobbly Sunday, but I find the weekends are a bit tougher because there's so much anticipation about a weekend and then it's a bit anticlimactic. So through the week, really good, keeping busy doing online classes. Me and my partner kind of split the childcare with my son, and then at the weekend it all sort of like I don't know, we sort of a bit fried by then. So Monday comes around, all good, feeling good, just trying to keep ourselves busy and keep in touch with lots of people. The weather has been amazing. I'm sat in my hoodie today, but if it was 24 hours ago, you might have probably seen a sight you wouldn't want to see in terms of shorts and t-shirts and things.
How are you all adapting to life in lockdown?
Fine. Just really grateful for the essentials, really. The roof over your head, the family that you love, the fact that we're healthy. So we are just keeping busy and doing what we can individually and being in nature and going out for walks. So adapting wise, we've just got more of a simple life, which I think is quite refreshing.
Yeah.
It's not the Waltons, don't get me wrong.
Have you got any top tips for families out there?
I think just don't sweat the small stuff and just kind of let things go if you can. I can be one for maybe bearing a little grudge, say, against my partner for something really insignificant. And it's the sort of advice that I would give to a new mum as well. Like, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't get bogged down in the small details and think about the big picture. And we will all be reunited again soon. And this is for the greater good. So just keep busy. And I think frustrating sides of lockdown might be with children, trying to keep them occupied. And you have a great laid plan for painting or colouring or baking, and then 5-10 minutes in they're not interested and they go and whack a hammer on a cardboard box, which is not particularly inventive, and you feel quite frustrated. So try not to get too down about things like that and just go with the flow. I think, yeah, just go with it. And if you're going to stick on a film all day or just play in the bedroom and read books and do puzzles, like, it's all, you know, as long as your little one's loved and cared for, I think that's what my boy is enjoying at the moment anyhow.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
It helps keep sane.
Exactly. And drink wine if that's your tip, or coffee. I'm now mega addicted to coffee, but I've got nowhere to be. I'm not up early, and I came off caffeine a little while back, and now I'm just like, every cup of coffee it's like the next one, like I'm chain smoking coffee. So I really wish Caterpillars was around because the coffees there are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
For those that don't know about OneFitMama, can you tell us a bit more about it?
Sure. So OneFitMama is an exercise class where you can come along and get fit and do a workout, but you can bring your baby with you or your toddler with you. So we have baby classes and toddler classes. Never the twain shall meet because toddlers around babies, not good. And it was thought up 10 years ago by our founder, Sophia, who suffered quite severely with postnatal depression, and was advised in terms of the treatment of her mental condition to perhaps get involved with some exercise, and would also help her to shift some weight at that time, which also has its own benefits. And went along to a few different classes, a few different exercise sessions, but felt quite anxious being away from her baby at the time, and also felt there were little cliques in the group and she wasn't quite welcome. So in the middle of the night, had a bit of a eureka moment, woke up and just thought, right, I need to do this myself. So do workout, bring your baby, feed if you need to, stop if you need to, you know, work as hard as you like, work as little as you like. So I went to a class in January 2018 and my son was 4 months old. and I'd really liked exercising previously, but hadn't done anything really during pregnancy, and was just really blown away by the welcoming atmosphere and the fact that there was no judgment, and you can just go along and have a chat with your mates, or you can like really smash it out physically, but doing so in a safe way that considers all mums different types of postnatal conditions. So it was a real game changer for me on my mat leave, and have since seen how it can help other ladies as well, physically and mentally.
That's really good.
I think it's amazing because when you think about it, all the child groups are obviously aimed towards the children and their development and growth, but OneFitMama's obviously for the mama, which is great. So the mom gets to take care of herself, but also you've got the social aspect for the children as well. Obviously the older ones, so they're mingling with each other. The parents, the moms are talking to each other while getting that workout. It's really nice. They can take their children along to something and do something for themselves as well.
Definitely. And you've hit the nail on the head there, Karen, you know, just by emphasising the fact it's for mums and you're taking your child, but the kids get so much out of it. And even the like the ancillary stuff you wouldn't even think of, your baby's there when you're exercising, and they'll grow up remembering, or you know, with the knowledge that their mother was active and physically fit, and that will all help to you know, for their mindset for the future. And even now my son, okay, he probably sees maybe I do a bit more exercise than perhaps your average mum, but he'll be squatting in the kitchen with me, or he'll be saying mummy run, and it's just a really good example to set. You know, there's a ball pit for the toddler session, so they just crash around like absolute chaos. If any of our viewers out there have been to toddler session, you'll know exactly what it's like. And the baby sessions, you know, they roll around, there's baby gyms, baby mats, it's all really safe and all done with baby in mind as well.
You've just touched on it a bit there, but we obviously know the benefits for everyone of exercise, but what specifically is good for, what's different for new mums and exercise?
So with new mums, we would really urge you to take extra special care and bear in mind just what an amazing thing your body has done and been through over the previous kind of 9 months of pregnancy, but then during labour and into recovery. So just think, growing a baby, even conceiving a baby, perhaps if you're in a position where you've maybe been through IVF or fertility, the process, your body will have been, you know, you protect it and quite precious about it. So just really taking care of the mums is a big thing for us, looking specifically at your pelvic floor health. So your pelvic floor muscle supports all your kind of key organs down there. You know, you've got your bladder, your bowel, your bottom, your vagina, everything that's done all the work and is really important. It's just one muscle in your body. So the classes will have, say, a lot of squats, because your bottom, like your glutes and your hips and your pelvis, it all links together in supporting that pelvic floor and your core muscles. So whatever birth or labour you'll have been through, the baby's had to get out somehow, because they're right in your arms right now, and you're just, you know, full of joy. At the same time, it's about taking care of you, and knowing, for example, that relaxin is a hormone you have in your body to make all your joints elasticy and your cervix opens up and ready for labour. But that hormone can be in your body for up to 6 months. So it means your ligaments are still soft, so we wouldn't advise running. So it's just that specialist kind of knowledge that we can help you with your postnatal journey. And if actually, you know, a high impact type of class isn't going to do you any favors, or like skipping up and down, jumping on a trampoline, you know, those kind of things do make me wince when I think of new mums.
I still can't do that now. Just trampolining with the kids, and I was like, since kids, that's a no.
They've got the energy for it as well. Like your energy is, you're doing many things in the day, Karen, so trampolining for them.
So what would a normal class look like before lockdown? What would it look like?
So we would be in community halls, village halls, churches, those kind of spaces. We'd always make sure there's parking and that you can access the rooms on the ground floor. So everything's done with mum and baby in mind. You're not carrying a car seat up some stairs or struggling in with your pram. And we always warm up before our exercises. So we just try and do it nice and safely. And then in the class itself, there's about 25 minutes worth of like body weight and circuit exercises. So you might be running on the spot. If you know what burpees are, yeah, you'll be doing some burpees. Squats are a big part of it. So stuff to get your heart rate up, get the blood pumping, get into that kind of fat burning zone, but also using your own body weight as well. So we don't use heavy weights. The maximum weight you'd use in class would be 2 kilos, and that's a safety issue just around mums and pelvic floor pressure, but also because where there's babies and where there's weights, again, so you'll never see dangerous equipment in class, and there's lots of core movement involved. So we'd have you doing planks, or we would have you doing press ups, kind of engaging that core area. So all to strengthen you in the areas that need it post birth. And also we adapt all our exercises. So if you had PGP, like pelvic girdle pain during pregnancy, then we would take that into account. So if you had a C-section, we'd adapt the exercises. Same for tummy separation if you've been checked for that at the doctors, or we check in class as well. So we'd take all those things into consideration in our screening when you join the class, and then advise you which exercises to do or not to do, and the alternatives that are on offer. So you're never going to be stood still. So the mantra in a OneFitMama class is, if in doubt, squat it out. So safe for everyone to do, really good for working on your glutes, pelvis, hips area, your thighs. You can flick the kettle on, and unlikely that you'll have nothing to do in that time, but you can just do some squats or chuck something in the microwave, do some squats. They're really easy to do, and they're very beneficial as well. So yeah, if in doubt, squat it out, guys.
Good tip.
I'll remember that one. There's one thing I'd always so you know about pelvic floor, but I'd always forget to do it. And one physio that I went to said, when you're driving, just look out for a certain kind of car. So every time you see a red car, do some pelvic floor exercises as you're driving. So then it got me back into the routine of doing it. So I think the car, I see a green one, a blue one, or a red one, or just any car if it's a not busy road.
Yeah, did you have a favourite by the end of it? Like, no one drives a burnt orange.
Yeah, a 3-wheeler, you know.
Similar to that is if you're stopped at red traffic lights. So if you're stopped at a red light, you've got nothing else to do, unless you're like throwing snacks frantically behind you. Yeah, while you're stood red, just do those pelvic floor exercises. So it's just building it into the routine in your day. After you brush your teeth twice a day, so you can do pelvic floor exercise twice a day, that kind of thing.
This is a really difficult time for all parents at the moment, and I can't imagine what it's like for new moms, or even just moms of young children. What would you say to them right now, just to, you know, help us through?
So right now, just take it easy on yourself, and don't be pulled into the social media pressure. You might see this as a time where everyone's bettering themselves and taking up new hobbies, and, you know, origamiing, God knows what. Just go easy and careful, and just because everyone's doing a run 5k, nominate 5k, if you're within, say, a 10-month period of being postnatal, really think carefully about whether or not you need to go for that run, because you're still very much in recovery, and the guidelines are for running not, say, up to 10 months after you give birth, just because of the pressure on your pelvic floor, the joints and your ligaments. If you're breastfeeding, that relaxing hormone is going to be in your body up to 6 months after you stop breastfeeding. So you could breastfeed till your child is 2, and your child will reach 2.5, and you still might have soft ligaments, so it will affect your knees, your hips, your ankles, that kind of thing. Just do what you can. Don't feel if a glass of wine helps at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just do it. Like, you've got to get through somehow. It's a really extraordinary situation, and there is no right and there is no wrong. And if you're feeling a bit low or you're struggling, then pick up the phone to a friend, a colleague, family member. There are lots of support lines from charities out there that can talk things through with you. You're never going to be a burden, and they will always want to hear from you. And call me. I love listening.
I think that's really important at this time, is to make sure you have people you can talk to. I think it's really, really important, especially for single.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine what it's like for a single mum right now. It must be so hard.
Yeah, and if you were a single mum in a city, in a flat that doesn't have a garden, so I'd reflect back on my point earlier, just I'm really grateful for what we have. We've got a garden, and I do have a partner that will help with Rex. So think about those single parents with children. If you FaceTiming their child could maybe occupy them for, let's be realistic, 5-10 minutes, then does that mean mum can go and just spend that 5-10 minutes elsewhere if you can occupy someone on like a FaceTime call? Or do you remember house phones? They were a thing that you may have grown up with. I definitely grew up with them.
The house phone.
The house phone. So if you've got the house number of a friend and you call the house phone and you say, Jimmy, the phone's ringing, can you go and answer it please? Because no one's house phone ever rings these days. And at the end of the line is Karen saying, hi Jimmy, it's Karen, I just got to talk to you. They feel so important, and you have a little chat, and just novel ideas like that you can access within your home.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So you mentioned your online classes. How are they different to a normal class, and what are you offering for parents or mums?
So the classes aren't just for parents, they are for ladies. As with all OneFitMama classes, you don't have to bring a baby to come along. So more and more we're sharing the message that you can get your mum, gran, aunties, friends involved. But essentially it is our circuits classes that you would do in class. We've got a private Facebook group where I run classes from my home on my laptop, live 3 times a week. So you can join in the live classes, and we always do the warm up. We'll do a class. So again, it's body weight exercises. It's running on the spot. It's kind of press ups, burpees, planks, with a theme each week. So funnily enough, boxing is a big favourite, maybe to do with frustrations being released.
Possibly.
And then we cool down at the end. So in terms of the format of the class, it's the same as a class that you would have in person. People are finding they tend to work a bit harder because there's less chance to chat to your friends. Also, you can do it at any time that you wish. So although the classes are live, you can play them back within the group. So if your little one naps at 2:30 in the afternoon and that's a good time for you to exercise, then you can go on and do it then. Again, still the same format, and you can always ask me questions afterwards if there was something you not get, but we'd always offer the alternatives, those modifications that I mentioned, depending on your postnatal condition. And we are accepting new mums. So if you've recently given birth, or if you haven't had time to exercise before now, but you can fit us in your schedule during lockdown, then we'll do a new mum consultation as part of your joining fee for the month, say, for example. So it's moving on further from your doctor's GP check, and it's looking at your posture, having a quick chat about your mental health and how you're feeling in general, what happened during your pregnancy, the labour, where we can discern details about your physical readiness, perhaps from what you've been through up to now, and perhaps if there's, say, like tummy separation, we can look for that on the video and ask you to check your tummy. So it's all done on Zoom. It's been worked and devised with our founder, but also midwives, female physiotherapists. So it's quite comprehensive in that sense, and it's just to make sure you're doing the right thing and getting you fit and active and not hurting yourself or doing yourself any damage.
So how do you go about paying for it? What's the payment structure?
A month of classes is £20. It's a flat fee, and for that you just get access to the group. So it's 3 live classes and they're 45 minutes long. You don't have to do them all. You can just do 1 class a week. You can do 1 class a month. You can do the same class 10 times over if you're mad. And we also offer kids challenges. So on a Friday we do a kids challenge, which is a nice short little activity for you and the kids to do. And on a Wednesday we have a PE challenge, so it's a bit of a longer lesson, again for school age children, so that they're active, they're involved. It's got a bit of a competitive nature. It might be a catching challenge, or it could be like a running challenge, chipping footballs. I know, Emma, your little boy's like big on the football, I saw. That's amazing.
He's really going for it during lockdown.
Oh, I'll sponsor him after this. So lots in the group, additional challenges over the weekends. So you can opt in or do as much or as little as you like.
Before lockdown, you'd offer free trials for your classes. Are you offering that now?
So OneFitMama nationally are doing some taster sessions. We did one on Sunday morning for the whole family. And it's just to show you what's involved in a class. So it's doing those warm-ups, doing some exercises, getting the kids involved if you want to. The reason we offer free trials when face-to-face classes is mainly so that you can work the schedule or your timetable, feeds, naps, the journey. Is the place right for you in terms of the venue itself? The free trial isn't really based on the kind of exercise element, because we feel quite confident that once you're there you'll like it anyway, and you'll meet so many lovely people, and it's just good to burn off some energy, listen to a bit of music. So keep an eye on the main page for OneFitMama UK on Facebook and Instagram, and when we do those trial sessions, just join in with those and see what you think, really. But loads of videos online. We're always doing kind of challenges and tasters on our different social media, so just keep an eye out, and you'll see what a class involves from that.
If anyone wants to get in touch with you to book a space, how's the best way for them to do that?
So if you're on Instagram, it's OFM Stratford Banbury. Check out the page and just message me on there. If you're on Facebook, OneFitMama Stratford and Banbury, check out some pictures and you can message me on that. My email address, stratford@onefitmama.co.uk, and then my phone number as well. You can text me or give me a call, 07855424104. So if you check out any of the websites, social medias, all my contact information is available there. And I'm sure last option, if they were to drop you guys a line, you'd be able to pass on some details.
Of course.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed learning, and I've learned today that it's not just for new parents and parents of toddlers to use. It's that anyone can join.
And mums who have previously attended and then gone back to work have now re-signed up for the online version as well. So really good community. We're all there for you. Any questions that you've got, happy to answer. As I say, those in-depth screenings are to make sure it's nice and safe for you. So would love to hear from you and help you on that journey. But thank you so much. And can I just say, all the amazing stuff that Caterpillar Cafe does, all the events you put on, just wonderful. Love it.
Thanks very much. That's great. And thanks to everybody for watching. Keep your eyes posted on our page for more interviews from lots of different people. And if you have any ideas of who you might want to hear from, then email us or message us and we'll see what we can do. Stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Thank you.